Hello and welcome to Group 2's presentation on baby boomers versus millennial employment during the recovery from the Great Recession. In this report, we will examine the jobs gained and lost by the baby boomer and millennial generations during the period from 2007 to 2013. We will show that while there was a significant number of new jobs added following the Great Recession, these new jobs were not equally distributed among the generations. The Great Recession started in 2007 and ran through 2009. During this period, unemployment increased significantly. There were a significant number of jobs lost during the Great Recession, and it was not until after 2009 that new jobs began to be added through the recovery period. We're going to look at the job data for the baby boomer and millennial generations from 2007 to 2013. So baby boomers are those people who were born between 1946 and 1964, while millennials were those born between 1981 and 1997. The data shows that during the period from 2007 to 2013, the number of jobs held by baby boomers increased by 1.9 million, or 9.24%, while the number of jobs held by millennials only increased by 100,000, or 0.25%. When we took a look at the data for both millennials and baby boomers by state, we found a significant difference in the distribution of jobs gained and lost. For millennials, they lost jobs in numerous states throughout the country, whereas baby boomers only lost jobs in Nevada, as you can see here. So what was really interesting in this data, though, was that while some states did better than others in terms of job recovery, the same 10 states, though not in order, for both baby boomers and millennials, experienced the highest job growth. For example, you can see here that Texas experienced significant job growth, 265,713 jobs in the baby boomer population, and as well, Texas experienced significant growth of 268,000 jobs in the millennial population. Likewise, we also found, very unusually, that the same 10 states experienced the weakest job growth for both baby boomers and millennials. We then narrowed our focus to the metropolitan statistical areas. And interestingly enough, we found similar results as with states. Both baby boomers and millennials saw the greatest job growth in the same 10 metropolitan statistical areas, and they saw the least amount of job growth in the same 10 metropolitan statistical areas. Here we see the job growth for baby boomers, and here we see the job growth for millennials. Clearly, you can see that baby boomers gained jobs in many more areas than the millennials and lost jobs in much fewer areas than millennials. You can see here that the New York, Houston, and Dallas areas experienced job growth for millennials, and likewise, the New York, Houston, and Dallas areas experienced significant job growth for the baby boomer population. So when we looked at the job recovery by occupation, we saw a very different picture between the baby boomer generation and the millennial generation. We examined the change in the number of jobs between 2007 and 2013 for each generation and then we multiplied that change in jobs by the average salary for each job category to compute a value of the jobs gained or lost. So for example, we see here for the millennials, the food preparation category, the annual mean salary for this category was $19,440. And in this category, millennials experienced a job gain of 644,000 positions. When multiplied together, that provided a job value for this category of $13.9 billion. However, we can see from this picture that millennials lost jobs in a significant number of categories. In fact, they lost jobs in 10 out of the 22 categories and gained jobs in 12 of the 22 categories. When taken all together, the values of the jobs gained and the jobs lost, what we found was that millennials actually lost $14.76 billion in job value during that period of time. Whereas baby boomers, on the other hand, we found that they only lost jobs in one category, that being in the construction industry. And baby boomers experienced tremendous job value growth in those technical categories, such as healthcare practitioners, in sales, business and financial operations, and computers and mathematics. When taken together, baby boomers experienced $89.75 billion in job value growth during the period of 2007 to 2013. Clearly, baby boomers had a distinct advantage over millennials during the recovery period following the Great Recession. So in conclusion, as a result of the Great Recession, we found that there were a significant number of jobs that were lost. And following the recession, the job market recovered. However, these new jobs were not distributed equally among generations. During the period from 2007 to 2013, the number of jobs held by baby boomers increased by 1.9 million, or 9.24%. And the number of jobs held by millennials only increased by 100,000, or 0.25%. Both baby boomers and millennials experienced the greatest job gains and the weakest job growth in the same 10 states. Likewise, baby boomers and millennials experienced the greatest job gains and the weakest job growth in the same 10 metropolitan statistical areas. However, when it came to job gains and losses by occupation, the two generations experienced very different results. Baby boomers gained jobs in every occupational category except the construction industry, while millennials lost jobs in 10 out of 22 job categories. The value of the growth in baby boomer jobs was $89.75 billion, while the millennial generation lost $14.76 billion in job value. Clearly, the data showed that older, more experienced workers had a distinct advantage when it came to filling jobs created during the recovery period following the Great Recession.